Honey is something we all love to eat, be it kids or adults. In India, honey is considered so sacred that it is even used for abhishekas for the gods. But have you ever wondered how this sweet honey is made and what efforts the bees put in making it? Why do the bees even make honey? For humans or for themselves? And are bees really important to us? In this documentary, we embark on a journey into the tiny world of these remarkable insects, where nature's miracles remain hidden in plain sight, eagerly awaiting discovery and celebration. Honeybees are one of nature's finest creations. Most of us know them only for their ability to make honey, but they are the unsung heroes of our world, playing an extraordinary role in our environment and the global food supply. India is a home to many species of honeybees. The rock bee is a giant species found throughout India. Their hives are usually located in high altitude areas and they are quite aggressive. The dwarf bee, as the name implies, is a smaller species with its hive about the size of a human palm. Indian hive bees are native to India and they construct parallel combs. Italian bees were imported from Italy for the purpose of beekeeping. Stingless bees are the smallest of honeybees found in India, and as the name suggests, they do not sting but do bite upon sensing threat. Their hives resemble the quantum realm as shown in the movie Ant-Man. Despite their relatively short lifespans, bees lead busy lives driven by their work until you die attitude. The most important thing that the bees do is pollination. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of the plant to the stigma of another plant, enabling fertilization and production of seeds in a plant. It is needed for the plants to reproduce. Almost 90% of the wild plants and 75% of the global commercial crops depend on animal pollination. It won't be wrong to say that 1 out of every 3 mouthfuls of food we eat is because of pollinators such as bees. This is a boon for the farmers as pollination increases the magnitude as well as the quality of the yield of the crops. Now don't you think we must also call honeybees as the farmers' friends? You might have seen honeybee hives in trees and buildings, but have you seen them in a box? This is a bee box, a man-made home for the bees. Understanding the significance of bees and how advantageous its presence can be for farmers, people have started rearing bees in boxes in their farms and homes. This is how we put a beehive into a box. Here, we found an anthill where bees were frequently moving. Upon further searching, it was found that the bees had built a hive there. First, the mud structure is carefully collapsed, ensuring that there is no harm to the bees or the hive. Further, one of the combs is taken slowly by hand and tied to the bee frame using a banana thread. It is tied tightly to ensure that the structure doesn't collapse from the frame. Two to three combs are tied in this similar manner. The queen is identified and carefully picked up. And placed in a matchbox above the frame so that she doesn't fly away. Next, the bees are picked up by hand. And since the queen has already moved in, the bees automatically go into the box like soldiers marching. The bees do not sting even when held in hand unless they are hurt by us. This is the magic of nature and coexistence which we all need to learn. Eventually, the bees settle in their new home and continue their work like nothing's changed at all. Most bees rise with the sun to begin their day, eagerly preparing for the day's work. After a quick grooming session and ensuring their flight gear is in order, bees take off for a day of foraging. This critical duty is undertaken by the female worker bees, who travel within the 5-kilometer radius in search of nectar, pollen, and water, making numerous trips between the hive and the food sources. Okay, time to head to work. But before this honeybee starts her commute, she's prepping her tools. Because honeybees not only collect nectar, but also collect pollen. You knew that. But it's not as simple as you might think. Plants want bees to collect their pollen and spread it to other flowers. That's pollination, and that's how plants reproduce. But bees also need to carry a lot of it home. Pollen is a protein-packed food for the hive. Luckily, bees have the right gear. They're hairy, like tiny teddy bears. Bees are covered with 3 million hairs to attract pollen. They're even there on her eyes. On her legs, they're shaped like spiky brushes and flat combs. When bees land on the flower, nibbling on the anther detaches the pollen. It's time to pick it up. She cleans it off her eyes and antenna, using her legs like windshield wipers. Here it is, up close. That leg wipes the pollen right off her eye. Then she moves the pollen from her leg to leg, like a conveyor belt, front to middle to back. The bees do it super fast as she flies from flower to flower, moving the pollen to special baskets on her legs called corbiculae. Back at the hive, the preparation of the meal is about to start. But the pollen isn't for making honey. The honey is made from nectar. Bees use the pollen and turn it into something really different. The bee bread, a rich source of protein. Step 1. Find an open slot. Step 2. Deposit your goods and pack them neatly. Step 3. Marinate the pollen with a hint of honey. And ta-da! It's ready. The pantry is now stocked for both the adult bees and for the babies that are growing in the cells. A typical honeybee hive consists of 60,000 to 80,000 bees. Each hive has 3 types of bees: the queen, the worker, and the drone. The queen is the head of the hive, being very special and just one in number. She primarily lays eggs and is noticeably larger than the other bees. Unlike other bees, she doesn't forage for nectar and honey. Instead, she is taken care and fed by the workers. She is the reason for the survival of her species. She can lay up to 2,000 eggs per day. Fertilized eggs develop into workers and unfertilized ones into males. Then there's the worker bees, which are the female bees doing all the activities of the hive. The work of the worker bees doesn't end with foraging. They are responsible for all the activities within the hive, from gathering nectar to safeguarding honey to caring for the queen and larvae, maintaining hive cleanliness and producing honey. The drones are male bees whose only purpose is to mate with the queen and perish. They don't contribute to the honey production or defense. Unless they mate, they just move around with the queen and eat all day long. The drones die after mating as their abdomen ruptures. However, drones that survive the mating are expelled from the hive as they have fulfilled their purpose. As this documentary comes to an end, we all have understood how important bees are to us and the world. They are the only insects whose food is consumed by humans. Even Albert Einstein told to the world how significant these tiny creatures are. Let us protect them by encouraging farmers and people in the urban areas to start beekeeping. They don't ask us for anything, just a small place in our hearts and our homes. We all have one world. Let us coexist and make this planet a better place to live.